When we would like to store information that has a structure that is meaningful to our program, but we would also like this information to be to some degree human readable and sometimes even human editable, we very often turn to the language XML. Java provides us powerful tools for manipulating, reading, and writing XML raw text and files. However, as is the case with many powerful tools, there's a bit of a knowledge overhead for us to learn how to use them. So, in this video, we're going to accomplish a very simple task to get ourselves started on the road to learning how Java interacts with XML. We're simply going to read in the XML information from this file. This file lives in the current directory of our Java project. So when we run this Java program, it will be able to access cars.xml without any additional pathing required. Before we get started, notice there's a whole lot of inputs necessary for this program. These transform inputs are not necessary for anything we're going to write. I've written us a function that will print our XML document to the console window if we successfully load it. If you're following along in the code with this video, I'd recommend importing these transform imports from the start. And then, as we use additional functionality, go ahead and use NetBeans right-click Fix Imports to see exactly what libraries the tools we're utilizing are coming from. So let's get started. Our end goal here really is to have an object of the document class that contains the information in our cars.xml file. Once we have this document object, all we need to do to see that information in our console window is to call this printXML document function on the document. Unfortunately, creating this document is not as simple as simply saying DOM equals new document. Rather, we need to create it in a structured and procedural manner that will properly preserve the parsable nature of our XML file. To do this, we're going to make use of two additional classes. One of these classes will be the document builder class, which, believe it or not, will take care of the responsibility of actually building our document for us. The document builder class exists as a separate entity from the document object so that we as programmers can logically separate the methodology we can perform on the document itself and the additional range of methodology needed to create that document in the first place. Similar to the document class, we don't just instantiate document builders willy-nilly. Instead, there's a third class we're going to utilize to get our document builder. This is the document builder factory class. And this class contains a static method, new instance. This method call right here will instantiate a document builder factory for us to work from. Once we have our document builder factory, we can now acquire for ourselves a new document builder. To do this, we're going to call the factory's new document builder method, starting to make some sense here. Finally, we need to instruct our document builder to build us a document object, and that this object should mirror the structure of our cars.xml file. We've already declared our document object, so we simply need to instantiate it with a value now. that value we'll acquire from the builders.parse method. One of this method's parameters is a string, which references a file name. If we had a referenced file object in our Java program, we could also use that. So I guess it's time to see if our code works. We've acquired a document builder factory using document builder factory's static method that creates a brand new instance. With that document builder factory, we've created a new document builder who will be able to intelligently parse our XML file. In parsing our XML file, the document builder understands the nature of the information contained within and is able to store it in our XML document or document object model element. When we run this program now, we get as output the raw text view of that original XML document. Because there's so many steps to loading an XML file like this, I wanted to put it in its own video, so that later down the road, when we as programmers learn about manipulating and reading valuable information from XML, we're not bogged down with all the syntax we've learned here. See you next time.